Good afternoon. Good afternoon on this sunny Sunday. It's sunny here where I am. A sensational Sunday. I hope everybody is well. I hope it's a I hope it's a good day. Like I said in many videos, I always say add a positive verb to the announcement of each day just to lift up your spirits. Lift up lift your mood. Anyway, if my eyes look a little cross-eyed, it's because I am cross-eyed. Hold 1 second. Oh boy. Hey, what's up? Everything okay? Yeah. Everything, everything okay? What's up? What happened? Super light? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean though. No. I don't have it. Didn't you see what I had? Yeah, buy it. If I don't need it, I'll just return it. Okay? And do me a favor, get me a 150 watt light bulb for out, like a bright 100+ watt bulb. Okay? Yeah, for outside, but it's okay because I gotta change the bulb. Okay? All right, good up. See you soon. Oh, well, that's what happens when you're a building superintendent and you're in charge of maintenance and plumbing and electric. Oh, landscaping. Oh God. Donald, can you build me a rose garden? Being that you ripped up the rose garden. But I hope everybody's doing well, like I said. And I do want to speak to Donald Trump. I know like he's watching me. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Mr. President, I hope you're looking better, Mr. President. Perhaps you have followed some of my suggestions for healthier food, like poaching your fish, poaching chicken. You could steam beef and then add a gravy to it for flavor. For your waist, I wouldn't, no gravy for you. No salt for you either. I would suggest just celery, ground celery, salt, ground celery with onions and garlic, and you can add curry. Curry powder is very flavorful, and it actually helps burn fat, and it's good for blood pressure. Yep. And you actually have improved. Your overall appearance has improved. I suggested that you take the IV. You take a mineral IV, and then also the coagulants that you're taking. You're gonna have to always stay hydrated, and don't have any dairy, and don't have junk food. Don't have McDonald's because you destroyed yourself. But anyway, but I just want to say, Donald Trump or who's ever listening, or for anyone, okay, just imagine Halloween is coming now, right? Imagine that your assignment, your costume, you have selected an instructor, a school teacher. And well, now imagine being a teacher. Now, if the children are disruptive and the children have an altercation or the children are too loud, do you incite further activity of that nature? Do you start with a bullhorn and start placing bets? Or do you, as the instructor, do you quell the situation? because you ran with the BS that this guy, the person, the assailant for the unfortunate, untimely passing, but you live by the poo poo, you die, you go bye bye by the poo poo. That's just how it works out. But do you further incite the situation, or do you de-escalate the situation? The correct answer is ding, 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 ding. You de escalate the situation. So by going out there and inciting further, you are going to achieve your goals. You want to have people, you want us to have a civil war. You want us to have a civil war. Mr. The decedent, Kirk, um, he said in an actual live video, because I would watch him, I do watch different outlets just to get an overall perspective. Because it would be like putting every egg in one basket to say that this is the egg of the world, this is the universal egg, and it's going to take me all around the world, and everything is going to be peaches and cream. Don't work that way. Yeah, you, instead of toning it down, you're pumping it up. You're pumping it up. So this man, Charlie Kirk, he was a vessel. He was a vessel. He was a tool to be used by the media to continue to spew and to further escalate tensions. Mr. Charlie Kirk said that civil rights was a mistake. Okay? He said civil rights was a mistake. So we all know what he represented, all right? And he was a tool for the GOP. He was a tool to spread the venom, to spread the hatred that we do here in the West. Because the only way we function, the only way the only way we freaking operate is to creating ongoing escalations with other countries to go ahead and garner and grab what these other countries possess. This has been going on for centuries. This is nothing new. Okay? So Mr. President Trump, tone it down, become the adult. Become the adult. It's just, there's so many things going on. Now, like I said, you have kicked the United States out of the global sandbox for commerce. Yes, you did. They don't want nothing to do with us now. They're like, oh, no, 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 no. You burn me once, that's it. You burn me twice, then it's on me. So, you really jacked up. You jacked up. And everybody's going to see how badly your actions are going to affect them. But you can continue to escalate the hatred, because we know what you're about. We know what you're about. So instead of continuing in this fashion, like y'all went ahead and y'all got like tankers full of gasoline to add fuel to the fire. Boy, GOP, they ran with that. And what did the governor say? What did the governor say? He prayed for hours. His exact words were, hold on one second. I wrote them down. The washer is done. Oh my God, there's so much. You hear that beep, 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 beeping? That's what's the beep, beep, beeping. Oh, and today I'm looking like a creamsicle. This would be a sorbet. So this would be like pistachio. And then my pink shorts would be raspberry or strawberry. But anyway, oh, I got thread on my head now. A piece of thread. That's I was sewing the American flag, yeah. We make a flag for sure, man. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, everyone, we have to come together and unite to prevent further violence, because no one should be poo-pooed in a fatal way for expressing their opinion. Um, but the opinion of hatred, whatever prompted this young man to do that, now they're using the transgender, and because there was some stuff. Oh, and Elon Musk, you really need to zip it, buddy. You need to zip it because your racism on Grok is on a OD. It's like like talk about adding fuel to the fire, dude, dude. I mean, like, what are you doing? You want a race war? You and Donald Trump, you want a freaking race war? What are you gonna do? Start giving, giving out, yeah, yeah. It is so, it's so bad. It's so bad. And now, what happens when people are fighting amongst themselves? Tell me, what happens there? What solution does that create? None. None. So instead of being solution based, you are division based, That's what you're doing. You're creating further divisions. You've already destroyed like the economy, and it's so sad. It's like people who okay, let me get back to what I was saying because hold on, I wrote it down. Like I said, I was talking about the good governor. The good governor said, he said, if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. Yeah, with great emphasis. They were having vigils to say, let it be a black, let it be a brown, let it be a transgender, let it be someone, let it be a radical left, a radical left. My uncle, $50 billion to Gaza for condoms. Yeah, I have that. I made a. How did we get here? I went off the freaking yellow submarine. I can't take it. No, but it's really, well, it's what he wants. It's what he wants. He wants Charlottesville on a nationwide existence, so that these places that he wants to build, he wants to put people there. Are you going to get a tax break on that? You know, what do you want to do next? You want to invest in some cemeteries so everybody that you and JFK are gonna bump off now with this bullshit you got going on with no vaccinations, no this, no that. You try to go on to certain websites, you can't access them. Government related websites for research and information. What the F are you doing? You want us to be a bunch of nitwits? Really? Because it's not working. It's not working. It's like you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You're not going to ever stop time. Okay? Caucasity has been holding people hostage and in slavery for a very long time. Whites were not the first people to invent slavery. Arabs had slaves. There were generations of other tribes that had slaves. But in our century now, to continue, now we cannot have this. Donald Trump, you know what? You should actually have. You should try some really, really serious, deep REM meditation to listen. If you do that, you stick with the healthy diet, you won't be so twisted up in the head and have so much venom in your heart towards other people. Yep, you really, really won't. Because the high and mighty, you're not high and mighty. You're just a living human being. Your skeletal frame, your sangre, your organs, you're just in a frame. Our bodies are just skeletal frames, okay? And your frame is not shaping up well at all. It's not. You're really screwing up people all over the world. Oh, this is so good. This is instant coffee. This is instant coffee from Mexico. which actually Wally World gets this. And what I do, excuse me, I have terrible allergies. I add I just put it in the microwave and then I add like, well, because I need the brrrr. So I add about 2 tablespoons. No, a tablespoon and a half. And then I add my lactose free milk. And it actually, when you stir it, it looks like, my God, it looks like a cappuccino without the whipped cream on top. I don't need the extra calories. No, I really don't. But yeah, everyone, we have to stick together. We can't keep on fighting Democrats, Republicans. We have to unite. We have to unite. So tone it down. Make a press speech announcement and just say, fellow Americans, here's what I would say. I could actually write you something. You need an assistant, I'll be your assistant. I'll be your scriptwriter. Get rid of Stephen Miller. Ugh, Stephen Miller. Oh my God. Like I said, Stephen Miller, you probably got your butt kicked since you were in diapers. They were probably taking your formula. It was some brown kid or an Arab or a black kid. They're like, yo, homie, we want what you got, dog. That's why he hates everybody, because the dude is twisted, man. How do you? I don't understand how to have, because I grew up different and I'm a blend, okay. But I've seen so many people just have so much venom and like such ignorance. Like my husband, he was a white guy, and he had some friends up here because by the time he finally listened to me and he was trying to work out some stuff. Anyway, he was going to these meetings, and it's anyway in these meetings, so he met some of these people that were going to these meetings. And then where the heck, uh oh, a group of these people were going, so we went somewhere, we met these people, that's what it was. And it was right after the Thanksgiving weekend. It was that weekend. That's what it was. And we had said, what'd you do? Blah blah blah. And we said we had dinner at our neighbors, and my husband, see, because I'm mixed, I'm a mulata. My husband always would say, would identify people by their race. I would just say, I don't have to identify you by your color. Anyway, so he said, yeah, our neighbor's a Jamaican couple. This freaking little goes, Jamaicans, what do they eat? And I was like, come here, let me educate you. Yeah. But anyway, people. And you know what happens too? A lot of these people that have that sentiment, what happens? Well, a lot of them, they become either law enforcement, yeah, or they get these jobs. They can get appointed to elections. Like they got some people up here with that kind of mindset. Yeah. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing? Unbelievable. Yeah, we live in a world that's been so diluted, but anyway, so people, if we have got to come together, we have got to come together. And I hope that the Mr. Good President there, Mr. Good President there, you need to get, either you're standing or sitting, and I guess now sitting is better for you. I understand. Oh, by the way, I have cardiovascular stuff going on too, and I'm fit and in shape, and I don't eat shit food like you have. Anyway, you need to make a press announcement, and you need to unite the country. You need to stop with the venom. You need to be a leader, because a school teacher will not continue to allow children to be disruptive and to be physical and to act out. No, no, no. No, no, no. You have got to quell everything down as the Presidento of the United States. All right? And it's still the Gulf of Mexico. So come on, dude. Get with the freaking program. Donald, do you want me to pick out your tie? I could actually help you get dressed. Donald probably needs like some attention. Yeah. You probably need somebody to like pamper you. Hi, Donald. You know, we're all children. We're all actually very, very hurt children. We really are. A lot of people don't realize that. I was a psychologist in my past life. Yes, I've worn many. No, but I actually have always had a good insight to people, and that's why I've always stayed alone because I always see people be very manipulative, and I've watched these mofos, and I was like, don't come near me. Yep. Hi. Oh, you look nice. Mwah. You know, people are so phony and so manipulative that, and I learned this early on, and this is why I always stood alone, and people would pick on me because they were like, well, first of all, they didn't like my race, and then they didn't like my looks, and because of the way I look and where I grew up, well, I'm not going to say how well I shine, but when you got plain Jane and then you have someone who's like different, and anyway. Hi, Mean Girls. It's like Mean Girl vomit growing up. Yeah, please. Anyway, like I said, thank God I didn't end up in a reformatory school because it came to that one time. Yeah, because of being picked on in an altercation. Yep. Years and years and years of nonsense with the girl who was the next door neighbor. Crazy stories. Oh my God. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what happens when you don't learn when you don't learn about equity with humanity. Equity with humanity is treating people equal, not thinking because you're somebody who's, in a different financial position that, when you fart, your gas doesn't stink. Because guess what? It stinks worse than anybody else's, okay? Like I said, when we wake up and we go get ready to go out, we put our shoes on one foot at a time, or you put your sandals on, or you put your sneakers on, or you could put your prosthetic on one at a time. We're all human. We're all human, and it's unfortunate that so many people because they've improved their status of their life, and then just to look down on people, it's just never a good look. And what like this presidency is about, because you're very snooty. And I worked for Donald Trump. I worked there. It was actually only it was 3 weeks, I believe it was yeah. And then he fired me. He didn't like me. So you owe me unemployment? No. They offered me another job at an ethnically a diverse location out of the airport. They were like, well, we can get you out there. You'd blend in better there. You blend in a little better there. And my hair used to be dark naturally. Now, because I'm old and I have silver hair. Natural. Yeah. But anyway, people just, we have to stop fighting. Don't fight. Don't you physical violence and doing something like that. I mean, did I care for that guy? Absolutely not. Does it mean anything to me that he's no longer on this plane? No, but it doesn't matter what it means to me. He has family. You know what I mean? So we cannot do this. We cannot do this. You know, it's just too. Tone it down, Donald Trump. Tone it down. Tone it down. Unite the country as the world leader that you have been elected. Okay? Hold on. My God. Oh. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to my caffeine. Everybody have a very good day. And the art behind me is my art that I created. See that? See that? I made that. I painted the lampshade. I have a collection. Had a collection, and because I've had all this stuff going on, and then I got my A newly diagnosed condition of the cardiovascular with high blood pressure, and it's not weight because well, I watch my weight. Who knows? Well, oh, 1 second. Okay, hold on. Can I help you? Oh, hold on, I'm gonna open the door. Can I help you? Yes, it's the guy who's back. Open the door, dummy. Duh. Okay, everybody, I'll return. Have a good one, everybody. Bye, Donald Trump. Stay healthy, stay well. Listen to my advice about food and nutrition. And unite us together, unite us together, unite us, okay? Stop making us do this. Later. Hey, hello.